Hey, hello everybody, my name is Liam Phillips and today we're going to be talking about spiritually incorrect tarot reading. Well, what the hell does that mean? Many years ago I read a book by a guy called, can't remember his name now, Jed McKenna. And he wrote the book and it was called something like Spiritually Incorrect something or other. Great book. And what I got from that book was that you have to be willing to be totally different. You have to be willing to be totally you. And whenever you are starting to buy other people's points of view and other people's way of doing things, then you actually cut off a huge amount of your being who you be. So how many of you guys have actually done a million gazillion different modalities like tarot reading, clairvoyance, yoga, I could just keep on naming them and off and on into infinity. The thing is, when you do all of those things and you buy things that are real, that are not true for you, then you won't be actually creating your life and your reality. You'll be creating from somebody else's point of view. We see it all the time. We see it in relationships, we see it in modalities, we see it in business, we see it in families. All of you will have had some sort of family at some time, yeah? Parent of some description. How many of you have actually learned how to be a parent or have your own family from your parents? And does that actually work, or are you just doing the same thing over and over again because you bought that that's the way that it was done? So, spiritually incorrect tarot reading is really about using the tarot in a way as a stepping stone, as a way of looking at who you truly be and finding out what is true for you and what is a lie for you. Spiritually incorrect tarot reading is not per se about tarot reading, but I will be using a lot of examples from that particular area. I am a professional tarot reader, and I've been a professional tarot reader for about 15 to 20 years. I can't remember now, it's been so long, and have done thousands upon thousands of tarot reading. During the actual telly series, we'll be looking at more of these tools and tips that I use during tarot reading, and how you can use them in your own readings, how you can use them in your own modalities, how you can use them and add to them add to your life in any area of your life. So, what else is possible? What if I gave you one tool now, but when I got this tool, really allowed me to be very clear on what works for me and what doesn't work. A lot of you may have heard of this tool. It's what's light for you is true for you, and what is heavy for you is a lie for you in that 10 seconds. It comes from a modality called Access Consciousness, for which I'm ever grateful for, because it just changes stuff quickly and easily. And I've taken a lot of those tools and we'll be using those in the Spiritually Incorrect Tarot Reading tele-series. So when we say what's light for you, a lot of people say, but I don't really know I don't know what light is. Lightness is something that is expansive and something that often makes your body feel a lot more, like when you're looking for a place to live, maybe you're looking for a rental, and I'm sure we've all done that at some stage. And you walk into some places and it's got everything that you want, but it just hasn't got that boom. It hasn't got that lightness. It hasn't got like, oh, this is my home. And then you walk into another one and you go, oh, I feel like I'm home. Your whole body sort of relaxes and expands, and you know that this is the space. So that's what we're looking for, the space of lightness. And that is always true for you in that 10 seconds. Now you might notice that I've said that now a second time in that 10 seconds. So that doesn't mean it's going to be your home forever and ever and ever and ever. So when something is light for you, it might be light for you in that 10 seconds, and in another 10 seconds it will be totally different. It may become heavy. And heaviness is an awareness that it's not true for you. So it's not a rightness or a wrongness. We're not looking at what is right here and what is wrong for you. Because when we go into the rightness and the wrongness, then we go into the polarity of this reality. And it's the polarity of this reality that keeps us stuck in this reality and keeps us stuck in our astrological zodiacal sign. So if you're a Cancerian like me, and you buy the point of view that you're an emotional being, then you always have to be very emotional. That always felt really heavy for me. So I know it was a lie for me. So now I will ask a question like, okay, so what's really true here? So that's the second tool that I can give you that will allow you to have and give better readings in any area of your life, including the modality that you're using now, is you can ask that question, truth, before any question that you ask. And then the universe will either get the other person to tell you the truth, or you get to know that they're lying. How do you know if they're lying? Because it will feel heavy. How will you know that they're telling the truth? Because it will be light and it will feel spicy. That doesn't mean that you have to argue with them and tell them that they're actually lying, because a lot of people are so embroiled in the rightness and wrongness of their life that they don't know when they're lying to themselves. How often have you lied to yourself? A lot, a little, or megatons? Megatons, yeah? You're the one person that you will lie to all the time. How many times have you bought like a car or something like that, knowing that it was heavy too, but you bought it anyway? How many times have you gone into a relationship knowing that it was heavy, but you did it anyway? This is when we lie to ourselves, because we're not willing to be brutally honest and go with what's true for us. And a lot of that is based on, because of this electrical vibration, the electrical polarity of this reality, the good, the bad, the right and the wrong. And that's really why a lot of people come and see me as a tarot reader, because they want to know how their life is going to show up. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be one of those tarot readers that tells them how their life is going to show up, because ultimately it is your choice. We can use the cards, we can use psychic, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and mediumship, and all of these sorts of things. We can use it from that polarity point of view of what's right and wrong, or we can use it in a totally different way to empower the person so that they can have a different choice. So if the cards or whatever the astrological reading is showing that there is some sort of like sickness or a death in the family or something like that, then instead of actually buying that as a reality, we could ask some questions around it so the person can be more empowered when they go away, rather than going, oh my God, this is going to happen to me, or the vice versa. Will I fall in love? Like, well, yes you will, because that's what you're looking for, but is it actually going to be with somebody that is going to treat you with kindness and caring? So a lot of people are not actually willing to look at that sort of stuff. They only want to look at the surface of their lives in the hope that everything will show up okay. How many lifetimes have we been living in that hope that things will show up? How many tarot readers and clairvoyants, etc., have you been to in the hope that they will tell you what you want to hear. So recently I heard of a class that was basically an access class called Socratic Dialogue, and we've all heard of Socrates. And one of the things that Socrates and Da Vinci and a lot of these amazing, brilliant people were that they were always in the question. They were always questioning everything. And one of the reasons why a lot of these people were either murdered or ridiculed or imprisoned for their points of view were because they questioned everything. They never took anything as being real and true unless it was right for them. Many of them, like Da Vinci, were scientists as well. And a true scientist is somebody that will question everything and not come to conclusion. People like Einstein, for instance, he was ridiculed hugely for a lot of his theories, but he kept on going. So, how many lifetimes have you cut you off in order not to be ridiculed in this lifetime? How many lifetimes have you made how many times have you made a decision in other lifetimes that you're never going to show up as you because that had led to a murder or ridicule or judgment? How many times in this life have you cut off you because somebody judged you as being wrong or right? And you went, oh, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to stand up for me and say what it is that I would like to say. So spiritually incorrect tarot reading is really taking a lot of all these spiritual principles, which some of them have an element of truth in, but they have a lie attached, and taking all of those and starting to question them and seeing which ones are true for you, which ones have been created to control you, and which ones that you are in resistance to or that you align and agree with so much that there's no more of you left. If that's of interest to you, then I've got a 6-week telecook series coming up very, very shortly. And we'll be looking at all of these sorts of things and using the access consciousness tools to clear them and create a totally different way of being with your tarot cards, with other readers, and with other modalities. And it's really all about finding out who you be so you can empower yourself. And once you've done that, then you can empower others to have and create and generate a totally different reality. So, is your reality working for you? Are your spiritual points of view working for you, or are they keeping you trapped? This class is not for the faint-hearted, because we will be questioning everything. If you're a little bit curious, then that's somebody who likes to question things. If you're a skeptic, that's someone who likes to question things. And that's the people that I'm talking to now. Skeptics and the curiosity. The curios. If you'd like to come along, I'll have a link down there somewhere over the next few days, and you can sign up for that class. So, just for reiterate what's light for you is true for you in that 10 seconds. What is heavy for you is a lie for you in that 10 seconds. And then when you're working with yourself and other people, you can use truth before you ask a question. And then you know when that person is lying to you, or they will literally tell you when they're lying to you. How will you know? Because it will feel heavy or light. So please use that in any area of your life, and I can guarantee you that it will make your life so much more easy and so much more fun. Hope to hear you on the call sometime. For now, it's over and out with me, and we'll catch you later.